.974 save percentage. Apologize for the technical difficulties, folks. Looks like Latour's going to take the face-off here for St. Joe's. Manages to win it, but gives it away to Frontier. Frontier then manages to give it away to St. Joe's, and then Joe's manages to give it away to Frontier. St. Joe's has control in their own zone. We have Mitchell Flowcare passing it to his D partner. Flowcare manages to pass it. Frontier manages to keep it in, though. Frontier looking to overcome this 3-goal deficit. Puck gets caught in the goaltender's pads here. Looks like they're battling for it behind the net, and Joe's gains control, but then quickly gives it away to Frontier. We have Tristan Wygand fighting for it in the corner, manages to get it out, and it looks like Latour has control of it. Latour manages to dodge a check here, and looks like he manages to give it away to Frontier. Frontier skates it out. We have Conklin passing it to Jaros. Jaros passes it back to Conklin. Doesn't manage to get a shot off. Conklin in the corner now. Passes it to Messing. Messing has it, manages to bump into his own player and loses control. Looks like we have Atia skating after it. Atia fighting for it. St. Joe's manages to get it out, but they lose control as Frontier dumps it all the way back in the corner. St. Joe's just needs to hold this lead, possibly add on to it as they dump it down, and it's going to go far enough for an icing. Face-off going to be just to the right of Joe Franzak, who's only had to face 6 shots during the entire game. Frontier needs to add on to their game offensively if they want any chance of coming back. St. Joe's wins the face-off, gives it to McGorry. McGorry passes it to Gilbert. Gilbert passes it up, and McKendry has control at center ice. McKendry skating in, does a fancy little deke. McKendry skating in, takes a shot, and he scores! What a highlight reel goal for Connor McKendry.
Man, that one was fancy, John.
St. Joe's leads 4-0.
He just made Pearson look like a deer in headlights right there. What a crazy goal.
That's McKendry's 4th goal of the season. Currently tied for 2nd in goals with Will Redding, and 1st in goals on the team is Matthew Orlowski. Looks like Frontier wins the face-off here. We have Zablowski with the puck. Shoots it on net, and Franzak will cover up. St. Joe's 41 shots, and Frontier manages to get their first shot of the period to make it 7. St. Joe's nearly having 6 times the shots that Frontier does. St. Joe's, McKendry wins the face-off, gives it to Borelli. Borelli has control behind his own net. Borelli fighting for it, still manages to power his man off of him. And it looks like we have Guillen. Guillen going in with McKendry. Here
we go. Oh,
wide.
Man, that one was close.
Tries to pass it out in front, no one's there, and we have Holland, Matthew Holland skating in across the line. Holland dekes around a defender, doesn't get a shot on goal though. Borelli tries to pass it out and manages to give it away to Frontier. Messing dumps it in but just gives it away to St. Joe's. St. Joe's has it at center. McKendry skating in, he's got some room. McKendry passes out in front, it's tipped right on, and a save by Pearson.
Wow. Goal's completely off its moorings right there. That was crazy.
Great play by St. Joe's, and even greater save by Gabe Pearson, who stopped 38 of 42.
That was a hard shot. Pearson was lucky to hold that one with his body. That one was just really, really fast.
We have Baldinelli taking the face-off here for St. Joe's. St. Joe's looks like they're going to keep control, but no, Frontier manages to get it out and dump it in the Joe zone. We have Wygand. Wygand dumps it off, almost goes into, oh, and it does go into the Joe's bench, and they're going to whistle it down. Face-off here, going to be in the Joe zone, just to the left of Joe Franzak. Baldinelli wins the face-off for St. Joe's, gives it to Redding skating on in. Passes it back. And Baldinelli loses control as Frontier gets control of the puck. We have Jaros dumping it in. Just gives it away to Flowcare. Flowcare has control of the puck. Passes it up to Deacon. Deacon loses control and gives it away to Gardner. Gardner dumps it in, gives it... Oh, and it looks like there's some fighting along the boards here. St. Joe's manages to get out. We have a possible 2-on-1 here. We have Tobia. Tobia passes out in front, and a shot right on, and a save by Gabe Pearson. Almost a goal there for Frankie Atia, who has not recorded a goal yet, but does have 2 assists so far. Sam Latour ready to take the face-off here, gets it back to McGorry. McGorry takes a shot just wide. And Gilbert has control, takes a shot, rebound, no one's there to zip it home. McGorry has control, dumps it in, or tries to. Sam Latour picks it up. Sam Latour going to the front of the net, takes a shot, and a save by Pearson. We have Wyman. Dumps it in, still chasing after it here. He falls. He's going to complain to the referee. Wants there to be a tripping call, but there will be none, and Franzak is going to cover it up. With 13:21 left to go in the third period.
I will say one person who's had a bit of an easier job today is Franzak. He's made a couple key stops, but really most of the shots have not been of that much substance.
And we have Schneider here going in, has some room. Schneider takes a shot and is fired just wide. Latour manages to keep it in. People are scrambling for the puck. And finally, Frontier has control. We have a possible break. We have Sterling. Sterling takes a shot and a save by Franzak.
Just as I said Franzak was having an easy day, it's gotten a little more challenging for him.
Are you trying to jinx him?
Not at all, not at all.
Looks like the faceoff is going to go to the right of Joe Franzak. Looks like we have Ryan Messing, the captain for Frontier. He's going to take the face-off for Clarence. St. Joe's wins the face-off. We have Borelli passing it to Atia. Atia gives it to McKendry. Connor McKendry skating on in, gets by Rogers. McKendry tries to pass it out in front, but no one is there. St. Joe's has it behind the net, tries to get out in front, and Frontier manages to regain control. We have Messing. Messing almost loses control here. As Frontier manages to skate it out, Joe's almost managing to keep it in. As Ryan Messing dumps it all the way in, and it's not going to go far enough for icing here because it was tipped, and it looks like we have McDonald. McDonald, because someone tries to check McDonald, but unfortunately he falls. And it looks like we have Matthew Holland, who passes it to Nicholas Rogers. Back to Holland. Back to Rogers here. Rogers has the puck, tries to almost, McKendry has control, but McDonald is going to take a slapper from the point and just goes wide. Joe's going to keep possession here. We have Borelli out in front, and no one's there to tip it home. Frankie Atia getting a little physical there, almost holding. And we have Max Conklin. Takes a shot and is gloved down by Franzak.
Oh, man, you saw Franzak flash the leather glove right there. That was a beautiful save.
With 11:48 left to go, shots for St. Joe's are 44, while only 10 for Frontier. St. Joe's has been suffocating Frontier with their offensive power as well as their defensive power, which doesn't get talked about often. But we have to say the defense only allowing 11 shots on their goaltender is pretty significant. Wouldn't you agree, Jack?
Absolutely. That's really significant. That shows how hard the defense is working.
Okay, looks like Joe's tries to pass it, and it's going to be a possible break here for Guillen, but the goaltender skates out and manages to pass it to his own teammate. Guillen almost having another
here we
chance.
go.
Out front, and we have Baldinelli who couldn't get the shot off. He's bodied by Aaron Burns. We have Nate Dolan with the puck, tries to shoot it, blocked by a St. Joe's defender. We have Flowcare fighting for it in the corner, manages to get it up, and Joe's has a partial break here. We have Will Redding skating after the puck. Redding passes out in front, and no one's there to tip it home. Frontier tries to pass it at center ice, but manages to just give it away as Joe's gives it away. We have Ryan Zablowski, and a big hit, and it looks like we have a penalty called against St. Joe's. Looks like we have Ryan Zablowski seems to be hurt
Man, that was a really brutal hit. But he's up, and he's skating away.
Struggling a little bit, but it looks like he'll be okay.
If I had to guess, he probably just had the wind knocked out of him. I think he'll be all right.
And we have a tripping call here against St. Joe's. Against the hit on Zemplowski. It's going to be Will Redding. Redding for 2 minutes with 11:01 left in this third period. Let's see if Frontier can get on the board with their first power play of the game. We have Michael Traina taking the face-off, and it looks like they win it. In the slot, takes a shot, and a bouncing puck here is saved by Franzak, and it looks like the puck is just going to be dumped out. Puck is behind the net. We have Ryan Messing skating up.
Oh, man.
And we have Sam Latour in a partial shorthanded break, but he's bodied by Matthew Holland. Latour's not going to be liking that here. As Frontier tries to skate in, but St. Joe's just dumps it out again, and Latour's chasing after the puck. And it looks like Gabe Pearson's going to play it.
Latour is like the Energizer Bunny. He gets up and he just keeps going. Hit or no hit, he just keeps pounding.
Holland passes it to Traina. Traina regains control as he passes it back to Ryan Messing. Messing loses control here. Possible break. We have Sean Deacon fighting for it in the corner. And Messing does become the victor of that fight, and he gets control. Messing passes it along the boards. St. Joe's, though, fighting for it. And it looks like Matthew Holland manages to pass it all the way up to Messing. Messing loses control here as St. Joe's dumps it in. This penalty kill for St. Joe's has been fantastic. 40 seconds left in the penalty, and it looks like Atia trying to get a chance here, but Frontier manages to keep control. Frontier scrambling to get out. We have a possible 2-on-1. We have Max Conklin passes it to Rogers, and he can't get a shot off. Frontier just needs to get some shots on net, having only 11 so far in this game, and St. Joe's dumps it out with 15 seconds left in the penalty. High sticking call here against Frontier, and it looks like
that was against Zach Bridges.
Face-off going to be just to the right of Gabe Pearson. Looks like we have Nate Dolan taking the face-off for Clarence, and we have Connor McKendry taking the face-off for Joe's, both wearing 21. Frontier, skates it out and loses control of it. And it looks like Frontier's going to regain control of it. Passes out in front, and no one's there to get the rebound. The long pass for Redding, and it's going to be whistled down and an offside.
Redding came right in out of the penalty box there. But, man, if that wasn't an offsides, it would have been a great shot. But clear to see he was way offsides there.
Looks like the face-off's going to come just to the right of the Joe's netminder. Face-off here, McKendry easily wins it. Pat gets it back to Borelli. Borelli passes it, gets control, passes it to center ice here, and a trip, and it's going to be a tripping call, but we have Connor McKendry going on break.
Oh, here we go.
Go back to
That's a goal!
And he scores!
Unbelievable! That was beautiful!
His second goal of the night, and St. Joe's leads 5-0 with 8:42 left in the third. What a goal by Connor McKendry. That cross ice, that pass by Kyle Schneider was fantastic, and that tip in by McKendry was great. Crozier congratulating his players, seems to be happy with how his team is playing so far, and he should be. We have Baldinelli taking the face-off here for St. Joe's, gives it to Nist. Nist tries to skate it on in, but fails to. Baldinelli fighting for it in the corner, gets it to Atia, back to Nist. Nist has it behind the net, passes it out to Atia, but the pass is intercepted. Frontier finally regains control here, but Weigand takes it back and passes it to Flocare. Flocare with the puck, dumps it all the way in behind the net. Looks like Orlowski's going to gain control of it, passes it back behind the net. Joe's has control of it. Passes out in front, and no one's there to tip it home, and looks like Frontier is just going to dump it all the way down, and looks like Franzak's going to play a long pass to Atia, who manages to get a stick on it, but unfortunately does not get a playoff. Looks like Baldinelli fighting for it along the boards, but Frontier regains control. We have Parker Cooling. Cooling loses it within his feet.
Great poke check right there.
St. Joe's gains control. We have Flowcare. Flowcare with the puck. Gets behind the net. Flowcare still has control. Flowcare passes it back to the point. Takes a shot from the blue line, and it doesn't get through, and no rebound is to have. Okay. Correction, that goal was scored by Schneider, apparently. I could have sworn it was McKendry. But that's okay. St. Joe still leads 5-0. We have Redding. Takes a shot, and it's gloved down by Gabe Pearson.
I could see why they attributed the goal to Schneider. There was quite a scrum down there. Might have been difficult to tell. It was obviously difficult for us to tell. It all depends on who it went off of.
Well, looks like that goal will be accredited to Kyle Schneider. So that is Schneider's 4th goal of the season now, and he's tied for 2nd with 2 other players. We have Declan Wyman skates it out, dumps it into the Joe's corner. Joe's regains possession of the puck. We have Ryan Gory, and then Jack Gilbert. Jack Gilbert tries to pass it out, goes high up in the air, and Joe's manages to retain possession. We have McGorry, who dumps it all the way in to Frontier zone. Rogers has control of it, but Redding is fighting for it in the corner. They're scrambling for it. Looks like Frontier is going to manage to get it out of their zone as Sterlace skates up the puck. Sterlace just dumps it in the corner, and it's going to go all the way around to Sullivan. Sullivan loses it to Joe's as Joe's dumps it all the way down. Looks like it's not going to go far enough for icing here. And Frontier has it in their own zone. Gives it away out in front to Guillen, but he does not tip it home. We have Will Redding here. Gives it back to Guillen. Guillen in the corner now. Passes it to McDonald. McDonald at the point. Passes it to McGorry. McGorry passes it behind the net. Gives it to Redding. Will Redding has control of the puck. Passes it back to McDonald. McDonald takes a shot, and it's saved by Pearson. We have Sam Latour now fighting for the puck. Gives it away to Rogers. Sam Latour has control of the puck. Takes a shot, and a save by Pearson. Great shot by Latour, and an even greater save by Pearson. Looks like Frontier is just scrambling to get out of their own zone here. St. Joe's has been suffocating them offensively. We have Guillen passes it to McGorry, who dumps it in. Back to Latour. Latour has it. Passes it back to McDonald. McDonald dumps it in. Gives it all the way to Tobia, excuse me. Tobia has control of the puck, fighting for it in the corner. Tobia gets it back to Latour. Latour has control of the puck at the circle. Passes it back to McGorry. McGorry takes a shot, goes off the face of a defender, and he shoots, and it goes just wide. We have McDonald here taking another shot, and it's saved by Pearson. We have McGorry, has control of the puck still. Takes a shot, and it's going to go high, not quite hits the netting, so play goes on. St. Joe's manages to keep control of it, passes it to McDorry. McDonald, too long of a pass, but he manages to dump it in. Looks like we have Latour having control of it. Latour has control of the puck. Passes it out in front. Takes a shot and a save by Pearson.
Oh, man, he saved that one right by the foot. That was dangerous. That could have been a St. Joe's goal, but he managed to keep his foot right in the exact spot it needed to be.
Joe Tobia getting that shot on net. Almost his 2nd goal of the season, but he still has 1. We have 50 shots for St. Joe's. That's the first time this season St. Joe's has recorded 50 shots in any game. And it looks like Frontier skates it out. Frontier dumps it into the corner now. Gets it behind the Joe's net, but Joe's retains possession. Joe's gets it to center ice. We have McKendry, we have Deacon. Deacon tries to take a shot, and it's blocked. It's going to go to the corner now, and it looks like it's dumped out, and face-off will come to the left.
Who wants a souvenir? There it is, right down in front of us. John, do you want it?
A little bit.
It's down there.
Kind of want it.
Get it afterwards. No one took it.
Yeah, we'll get it afterwards. But looks like we have Connor McKendry taking the face-off for St. Joe's, and Ryan Messing taking the face-off for Frontier. Frontier has control. We have Max Conklin. Gets it to center, and it looks like Joe's takes the puck back. We have Borelli, who dumps it in. It's going to be off. It's offsides, and Borelli has control in his own zone. Borelli skating up. Borelli gets it to center ice. And that is offsides on St. Joe's, and the faceoff will come just outside the blue line.
John, the puck has been claimed. You can't get it. Sorry, buddy.
That's unfortunate. Okay. Faceoff going to come just outside the blue line for Frontier. St. Joe's wins the faceoff. Gets it back to Gilbert, who dumps it in. Pearson's going to come out of his net to stop it for his teammates, and a big hit here by Nist. Out in front, no one's able to tip it home, and Frontier regains possession. We have Dolan. Dumps it in. Dolan skating after it behind his net. Has control. Dolan still has control of the puck. Passes it. Shoots it in front. And looks like Franzak's going to save it and cover it up just to be safe. With 3:26 here left in third period. Shots on goal 50 for St. Joe's and only 12 for Frontier. That just shows the offensive power of St. Joe's. Wouldn't you agree, Jack?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Joe's has dominated this game from start to finish. No question.
We have Joe Nist with the puck. Passes it to Schneider. Schneider has control. Skates on in. Passes it back to Baldinelli. Baldinelli having trouble controlling it here as Frontier applies some pressure, but Frontier just gives it away as St. Joe skates across the line. We have Wigan. Wigan still with the puck. Wigan passes it back. Tipped out in front and a glove save.
Wow.
By Pearson.
See, I thought that went in for a second. That puck was moving so fast, but I guess Pearson was just able to get the pad down.
Initial
that was close.
Shot by Schneider is tipped out in front, and Pearson manages to track it to keep this 5-0 in favor of St. Joe's.
We have a completely new lookout for St. Joe's. The entire team has subbed out. A few subs for Frontier.
Oh, looks like we have it out in front here. Attia tries to get the shot off, but he gives it away to Latour. Latour has control, passes it back to McDonald. McDonald takes a shot, tipped out in front, and a great pad save by
Wow!
Almost an own goal there.
I was about to stand up and celebrate that one.
Looks like we have Latour against the boards. Passes it, or fails to rather. But Frontier can't, they keep giving it away to the St. Joe's defense. That's not going to get them anywhere if they want to get at least one goal on the board with 2:30 left in this third period. We have Frankie Attia, who dumps it in. It's going to be offsides here on St. Joe's due to the fact that Orlowski was over the blue line before the puck was, and whistle is blown. Face off just outside Frontier's blue line. Looks like we have Max Conklin, the only freshman on the Frontier team, or any team that's currently playing now. Or St. Joe's and Frontier. Only freshman. Looks like they're battling for it along the boards right in front of Frontier's bench, and it looks like... Oh, Redding has a break here. Redding going on in, passes it, takes a shot, and it's saved by Pearson.
Wow!
Great shot attempt by Gian. Looks like we have Flowcare. Flowcare in the corner. Gets it to Redding. Redding gets it out in front. It's going to be covered up by Gabe Pearson. I know.
John, with only 1 minute 50 seconds left in this one, I just don't see... I mean, this has just been a one-sided game from start to finish. No question about it.
St. Joe's wins the faceoff, gets it off to McGorry, and it's tipped right on, and a save by Pearson. .145 left in this first period. Frontier wins the faceoff. Frontier trying to register one goal at least, but looks like they're not going to. We have Nicholas Rogers trying to get it out, but St. Joe's manages to keep it in. We have Redding in the slot. Passes it back to Flowcare. Flowcare tries to get back to Redding, but Frontier applies some pressure. We have Messing, Ryan Messing going in on goal. A partial break here, tries to pass it, but it is intercepted by the Joe's defense. We have Will Redding here, passing it to Gian. Gian has control of the puck, just dumps it on in. And Borelli chases after it. Borelli and McKendry out in front, and it's a shot right on it, is saved by Pearson, and it goes in! A goal by St. Joe's, and it is now 6-0. Puck's out in front, tipped right in, and it looks like there's some discussion going on between Pearson and...
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm not sure. Was it registered as a goal?
It was registered as a goal. It did go in.
Well, yep, they're coming to the center mark, so it looks like that was, in fact, a St. Joe's goal.
With 1 minute and 3 seconds left. 1:03 left in the first. Looks like we have Deacon. Deacon dumps it in, and it's going to be whistled down on an offside. That goal, ladies and gentlemen, was scored by Ryan McGorry. That is McGorry's second goal of the season. And it looks like Joe's has just been dominating this game, and they will continue to, in a big hit.
Oh, man, he's going to feel that one in the morning. But he gets right back up and just keeps on going.
Parker Collin with a huge hit here. 30 seconds left in the third. And we have Nicholas Rogers, who gives it away to St. Joe's out in front. And it looks like a penalty is going to be called against St. Joe's for slashing. Or interference, excuse me. So minor penalty, interference. And it looks like Frontier's going to have a power play. So penalty going to Jaden Baldinelli for 2 minutes for interference.
So it looks like St. Joe's will end this game shorthanded. I don't think it really matters at this point.
At this point, it's just, well, hopefully they can retain the shutout. They're just battling for it. St. Joe's just suffocating with 1 second left to go here. And St. Joe's is victorious 6-0 against Frontier. Current record for St. Joe's is 5-0-1, while the record for Frontier is 0-2-0. Now we're going to do some standout players of the game. Obviously, we have to give some props to the goaltender from Frontier, Gabe Pearson. Would you agree, Jeff?
Absolutely, absolutely. You look at the shot total, 54 shots on goal, 6 of them went in. Is it a big margin? Yeah, Frontier won't be happy with that margin, but still saving so many of those shots, honestly, that's still
48 out of
48 out of those shots. Honestly, Pearson for Frontier, definitely their standout player. I'm going to have to give mine to a St. Joe's player, and I am going to have to give it to Connor McKendry.
Connor McKendry he's been instrumental in this game, at least contributing to 2 of the goals so far. St. Joe's players celebrating here after their huge victory. Joe Franzek with a shutout, saving 12 out of 12. What a great game played by St. Joe's.
Absolutely. Compared to the last game we were at here at the Harbor Center, very, very different outcome. This one was just one-sided the entire way.
Frontier needs to put on some pressure if they want to get one win on this season, but we'll see how their season plays out. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the next game for St. Joe's will be Friday, December 14th versus Lancaster at Leisure. We will not be broadcasting that game, but our next broadcast will be December 20th versus Williamsville North. That should be a good one.
That will be at the Northtown Center, so I expect to see a lot of people out for that big game, and we'll see you then. But for John Federice, I'm Jack Folco.
I'm John Federice, signing off. For John Federice.